No, surely I can't. No? Okay. I think it's too dark. Though the pieces are clearly here, you can actually... I can see her face right there. It's in the corner right where it normally is.
Arriving on scene after neighbors called 911 found the father in his car listening to the radio. Several days before the murders, neighbors say they heard the father repeating a sequence of numbers in a loud voice. They said it was like he was chanting some
And
strange
all of this
spell.
looks completely different too. There's a
Another
lot of
family
stuff here
shot
that
to death
normally
in the
isn't.
same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and meat cleaver to murder his entire family. In each case,
Aren't these normally
perpetrators
windows?
were fathers.
These panels right here, it's like he just took the panel from the door and then just cut it through the window right there. I thought these were normally windows. Alright, so that's the end of the broadcast. Yeah, there's like car keys, cigarette butts. There's a banana peel or a moldy banana here for some reason. And then there's just a bar that says chocolate. One of the puzzle pieces has been moved because of the limitations of the demo. Or not really a demo. I guess technically this isn't a complete-ish game. The main difference here, though, is that one of the puzzles from the original demo, you have to do the puzzle to complete this version. As opposed to the original PT, you didn't even have to even do any of the puzzle and you could have gotten through it. I'm pretty sure the way this works is it wants you to have the flashlight before you can actually pick up pieces. But I could be wrong. Let me see here. Yeah, looks like you need the flashlight. Okay. Right. This puzzle is more or less like the original. Or not? Ah, there it is. So the knock on the door signals the photo to hit the wall, hit the floor. I wonder if you could actually physically see the photo fly off the wall and hit the floor, or if it just magically teleports when that event happens. Yeah, like see, you can still see pieces of the photos already. You can hear the banging from the bathroom still. Door should close on me. No? I always forget this part. It's like a part I always forget. I said that twice, I know. And then, of course, some things are a bit different. So yeah, this is normal like it was in the original, but then this section's a bit stranger. Or lacking. You don't see the baby's model, you don't hear a cry. And I'm pretty sure this is just building off the previous puzzle where it says R3 to zoom in. But in this version, you just don't get a crying baby, and the door just slams in your face. You don't see Lisa. Lisa did make herself known to you already, but you don't see her model yet, which is kind of weird. But I guess that's just the... For what this thing is, the guy, I think, did a really, really good job. Yeah, like that. That's kind of spooky. But then when you walk in here, you're supposed to see a bunch of roaches That's one of the things about the demo, is that there was an unhealthy obsession with roaches. But in this one, roaches are just completely absent. Also, the animation for the flashlight is just missing. So you just pick the animation up, or you pick it up instantly upon walking over it. And then the baby looks completely unlike the baby from the game, or the original. Though it looks like the guy did rip the character model from the original. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's an imitation. No roaches. Hole's still here. This is an improvement. Because in the original, I'll keep doing that. I'll keep referring to the original demo. The original, you would just sit in here for like 3 or 4 minutes. For seemingly no reason, really. Also, the outlet is European. I'd never noticed that. That is a European outlet, right? That's not a Turkish outlet. That's a European. I'm pretty sure that's European because of the hole being up on the top. Oh yeah, now I can actually see the pieces. So I can now start collecting them. No? There it goes. What I need to do is actually confirm whether or not you need to complete this puzzle to get out of the house. So I think that's what I'll do. Because I've beaten this demo twice, or I've beaten this specific thing twice already. A thing that the developer of this thing did real well was that they just gave a set of written instructions on how to complete the last part of the puzzle. Because even that part of the puzzle was kind of confusing. But I think that was, that was a developer intention. They wanted people to collaborate to figure the game out.
This brutal killing took place while the family was gathered at home on a Sunday afternoon. Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started. Retrieve the
this part's also kind of cryptic.
You can't trust the tap water. Son came to
This as well. The photo's different. I'm gonna be that nitpicker guy. The guy's supposed to be having there's supposed to be a thumb, like a thumbs up on the bottom right. It's just not there.
The mother, who was shot in the stomach, was 204-863. Seen after neighbors called 911, found the father in his car, listening to the radio. Several days before
This isn't the this is the Unreal PT demo. This was made by a fan in Unreal Engine. I'm pretty sure they just ripped a lot of the assets from the original demo. So I'm playing this on PC. Hence, Unreal PT is the title. Is VR required? I don't even think VR is... No, VR is actually supported. I think the guy was saying that the VR was actually kind of buggy. But no, VR is not required. But, in fact, I'm pretty sure the guy was saying don't use VR because it's kind of buggy. Also, this part is as broken in this version as it is in the other version, where you can't really get Lisa to grab you in the hallway. Because that's supposed to be what happens here. When he says look behind you, you look around and Lisa's breaking your neck. Really weird. And then there's the forgive me, Lisa, there's a monster inside me line. Also, what's up, Gira and Chuki? So yeah, I know where all the pieces of the photo are. I'm pretty sure the guy who made this specifically says you need to get those pieces to complete the puzzles. Sorry, I hit my mic. I didn't mean to do that. My mic's kind of like 30 centimeters from my face, so I just randomly swung my hand like I'm talking to somebody in the room. Right, this is supposed to happen. I don't know if you can actually physically see it fall, but I know in the demo you definitely see it fall. It's scripted so you pass the entry right here. It just hits the ground right in your face. Alright, let's keep going. Ooh, spooky time. Okay, this may not be something most people will notice, but if you stand right here, in the original version, the water would have actually cascaded and did a splash effect on the camera. This one's absent, but you know, I mean, it's surprising that the guy got this much of it right. Plus, the water effect here is kind of like a hose effect, or like a particle effect, I think, out of the engine. The way that it spits out a texture like a hose. So it doesn't really look that convincingly like water. Plus, it doesn't really... Yeah, it doesn't even splash on the floor. Though we did get the idea right about there being a radio in the fridge that was right there. Like, you're supposed to hear echo, like, because the radio is coming from two different places. Of course, I'm talking about a demo, so even that kind of... It's weird that I'm doing this, right? It's gotta be weird. So that's the piece I already picked up. So this one should be moving. Yep. Oh, the L already moved. That was fast. Sometimes in the demo, this puzzle just doesn't work. Like, you'll look over there, and, like, the letter that you teleport, it's the same letter every single time, in the same order. But sometimes you would just look over there, the letter would disappear, but it wouldn't end up on this side of the room. But in this one, it works consistently, from what I've seen. Yeah, see? I can hear them calling to me from hell. Nice attention to detail. How the sound actually sounds like I'm stepping in goo when I'm stepping in it. Alright, so now this is the Swedish radio broadcast. And the lamp is now back to swinging very similarly to the refrigerator. I'm pretty sure this radio broadcast is supposed to just be a reference to the War of the Worlds. I'm pretty sure the guy's just talking about how that War of the Worlds broadcast was real and that aliens have invaded. So, UFO ending is canon. I said it all along. There is no damn way Harry Mason was killed by a man wearing a garbage bag on his head. Spoilers. Oh yeah, the audio just sort of cuts right there. Alright, so now we're in Infinite Hallway. The effect is a lot less obvious in this version. Like, it doesn't feel as ethereal as it does on the PS3, but I think that may just be because of frame rate. Alright, so we're looking for a painting that's fallen. So there's a hole in the wall. Now this is a straight up improvement right here. I don't have to hold the thumbstick down like I did in the PS4 version. It just sits there by itself automatically. Nice little convenience they added here. I know I shouldn't be saying something like that while you hear a person being brutally murdered in the background, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. Convenience for the player. If I'm gonna hear a murder go on in a room, I want it to be convenient. No turning back now. Okay. Alright, so now we can come in here.
You got fired, so you drowned your sorrows in booze. She had to get a part-time job working a grocery store cash register. Only reason she could earn a wage at all is the manager liked how she looked in a skirt. You remember, right? Exactly 10 months back.
The baby's skin texture looks off. It was a bit brighter in here. Yeah, that too, actually, now that I think about it. The game is much darker. Oddly enough, you have to use the mouse to adjust brightness. Adjust until only left is visible. I think on my computer that may look a little bit darker, though. That may be a little bit brighter. Yeah, it is. It's considerably brighter. Oddly enough, too, when you complete the demo, it gives you instructions. And one of the instructions is that you can use the L trigger to run, but you can't do that. Like, it's just weird that they would include such a thing. Because I'm pushing the L trigger and I'm pushing the L bumper, pushing the right bumper, right trigger, nothing happens. I also like the subtle, there's a subtle difference, like when you approach a lamp initially, your eye, it's like the camera is trying to mimic the human eye and how it tries to adjust itself, like it squints to see it a little bit better. It's an interesting little effect that you wouldn't expect in a fan game or a fan conversion mod or conversion of a game. There's also chromatic aberration. Yeah, on the fringes of the camera, you can actually see chromatic aberration. You see that the doors got that little red and blue bleeding off. What was that? Probably nothing. Man, this place is really unusually lit. You know, it's really weird, huh? Oh boy, now we got some screen tearing.
2048.
I'm heading there now. They say that in like 7 or 8 different languages. Ah, there he is. Radius Gordillo. Gordillo. I think that's how you pronounce it because of the double L, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, and this part's a bit different from the demo as well. You wake up here normally like always, but now that I had the flashlight, you can find this bag in the corner. But if you've never died to Lisa,
I could do nothing but walk. And then I saw me walking in front of myself. But it wasn't really me. Watch out. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you?
I can safely confirm that this bag will not talk to you in the demo unless Lisa has killed you at least once. And you have the flashlight, clearly. Because I've definitely remembered coming into this room after that, you know, the kill sequence that was just back there, the glitch sequence. And you'll peer in the room like it's a normal loop again. But yeah, the bag won't talk to you unless you've died at least once. And then you'll notice unlike in the demo, the walls in this version aren't scrawled with number 5 all over the place. Which was, I imagine, very important to the continuity of the idea of loops. Same with the cockroaches. The idea that there's a reason why there are multiple cockroaches. The cockroaches are essentially, there's multiple versions of the same cockroach. And it's just to let you know that loop is pretty tantamount to the theme of the game. So that it feels kind of out of place when there aren't any cockroaches, no scrawls on the wall. But they get a lot of the other stuff right. So anyway, this is supposed to be the last puzzle sequence here. And the thing is that the puzzle is now way more consistent than it was in the original version. Because there were like at least 2 different ways getting the puzzle to trigger in the PS4 demo. But in this one, there's only one specific way. And I'm trying to determine whether or not you need to complete one of the puzzles just to get it. I could be wrong, but if I'm right, this will be kind of interesting. So we just got to wait for the clock to strike midnight, because now we're in the midnight hour. So the time actually moves. Because like every iteration that we've had up to this point has been stuck right here at 23:59. But eventually it's going to ring 12. Hopefully. Unless, of course, I didn't pick up the pieces and that's what makes it do it. I don't think it's actually going to ring, because usually it would have rang by now. Yeah, because in the original version, you could just skip this puzzle and it would have worked. But it looks like I'm going to have to get the other pieces. So let's do that then. I forgot One Piece. One Piece, my favorite anime. Now, they moved one of the puzzle pieces, clearly, because of the way that it was implemented in the demo. You'd have to go into the menu and find it. It was, like, hidden. You can't see the mouse cursor, but on one of the skull on the right here would have had the piece hidden right in the center of it. But because of that, they removed it and put it into the main game. I'm going to assume he did that because he didn't understand how to implement it into the menu in a way that worked. Alright, so we got the pieces. I wonder if I can just get the pieces and the puzzle will work now. Alright, just go through. I'm going to walk back a little bit, so that way I can walk straight when it hits midnight. Because the first part of the puzzle is walk 10 paces after the bell stops ringing. Exciting stuff. There it is. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we just gotta wait for Lisa to show up. Now normally in the demo, you would go to Lisa where she's haunting and say her name or say a baby or say the name of the baby. But in this version, you can't do that. Voice commands have been just not implemented. So I gotta figure out where she is, because she spawns in, I think, 3 places. Down there, down there or right here. I don't think she can appear in the bathroom. I just gotta figure out where she is because she hasn't actually said where she is yet. I don't hear her, which is kind of weird. She hasn't actually made any noise. She didn't actually spawn. Well, that's weird. This is the second time I've seen her do that, where she just doesn't spawn. You'll know she spawns when she cries, and you can hear her making a lot of noise. Let me back up a bit, in case she decides to spawn right on me. There she is. Now you have to look at her so she'll disappear. But it has to be a very specific way. She can't make any noise. There it is. There we go. Don't physically move, because the controller vibrates. And then you'll hear another baby cry. No cry? I think I messed it up. I think it was because I panned the camera. Let's try this again then. Just gotta figure out where she spawns now. There she is. Yeah, the problem with her is that I have a lot of trouble seeing her. That worked? That worked.
You've been chosen.
Okay, that worked. Okay, so apparently you can just visually spot her again, and it counts as the third. That's not in the instructions, but apparently that's a thing you can do. You can just spot her twice, and that works.
Every day he'd eat the same kind of food, dress the same, sit in front of the same kind of games. Yeah, he was just that kind of guy. But then one day he goes and kills us all. He couldn't even be original about the way he did it. I'm not complaining. I was dying of boredom anyway. But guess what? I will be coming back, and I'm bringing my new toys with me.
Oh yeah, obviously they had to cut the copyrighted stuff out of the game. Like the Silent Hill naming and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, there they are. See? There's controls. L trigger for sprint. But there's no L trigger. That's what I find so funny about that. The way that they label it like that.